Every government keeps secrets. It's a fundamental, if unsettling, aspect of statecraft. Information is power, and some information is deemed too sensitive for public consumption, locked away in the name of national security. But some secrets refuse to age. They don't fade into historical footnotes. Instead, they persist, their silence echoing through the decades, their relevance as potent today as the moment they were first classified. Deep within Britain's National Archives, thousands of MI5 files remain sealed. These aren't dusty relics of a forgotten era. They are active decisions, reviewed and recertified for closure year after year. Their status is not merely delayed, awaiting a future declassification date. They are not lost to administrative error or unfortunate accident. They are refused, a deliberate, categorical denial of access. Names are blacked out with impenetrable ink. Entire pages are carefully removed, leaving behind only a note of their absence. Whole folders are locked away, their very existence a state-held secret. This raises a simple yet profound question. After half a century or more, what information about Britain's own citizens, movements and history was considered so dangerous that it must never see the light of day? MI5 was created to protect Britain from internal threats, espionage, subversion, terrorism. Its mandate was security, its power was silence. Unlike the police, MI5 does not arrest, it observes, records, influences, and files everything. Under the Public Records Act, a 30-year rule was established, a promise of eventual transparency. It dictated that government files, including those from the security service MI5, would be declassified and released to the public after 3 decades. This principle was meant to ensure that the state could eventually be held accountable for its actions, allowing historians and the public to scrutinize the past. But when the 30-year mark arrived for vast swathes of Cold War-era records, a great silence followed. Many files, anticipated by researchers for years, simply never appeared. The shelves at the National Archives remained empty, the catalogues holding only tantalizing, but ultimately inaccessible, descriptions. The missing documents weren't about foreign espionage or counter-terrorism alone. They were files on domestic political movements charting the activities of citizens, extensive records on trade unions, particularly during periods of industrial unrest, were kept under lock and key. So too were files on anti-war groups and peace campaigners, individuals who questioned government foreign policy. Perhaps most troubling was the surveillance of journalists and writers, the very people tasked with holding power to account. Entire decades of surveillance, a comprehensive map of domestic dissent, quietly remained classified. The official reason given was always the same: national security. But this blanket justification raised a critical question. Was the state protecting the nation from genuine threats, or was it protecting itself from embarrassment, from scrutiny, from its own history? Whose security exactly was being protected? When fragments of MI5's history were finally declassified, they revealed a series of uncomfortable truths, painting a disquieting picture of the state's relationship with its own citizens. The impact of this covert domestic activity rippled far beyond the individuals targeted, creating a chilling effect on political and social life. The knowledge that elected officials were monitored, civil rights activists tracked, and peace movements infiltrated cast a long shadow over democratic participation. How could free association and open debate truly flourish under the specter of surveillance? The agency's influence quietly reached into the core institutions of a free society: universities, the media, and even the corridors of Parliament itself. This raised profound questions about accountability. Public accountability, the bedrock of democracy, effectively stopped where the wall of official secrecy began. In response to growing concern, oversight bodies like the Intelligence and Security Committee were established. Yet debates have raged ever since about their true power. Critics argue that with limited access and powers of summons, these committees risk being captured by the very agencies they are meant to scrutinize, unable to penetrate the deepest layers of secrecy. Ultimately, The destruction and withholding of files does more than just obscure the past. It actively distorts it. And without the full records, our national story remains fundamentally incomplete. Releasing files exposes methods, it exposes mistakes, it exposes power structures. Secrecy protects institutions from embarrassment as much as danger. And once secrecy becomes normal, it becomes permanent. History depends on evidence. When files stay sealed, truth stays suspended. The files still exist, they are simply not for you.